In the shadowy depths of the dark web, a legend whispered with dread. The Red Room, a place of unspeakable horrors that few dared to explore. Little did I know that my insatiable curiosity would lead me on a harrowing journey into this digital abyss, a journey that would turn my life into a waking nightmare. The tale began with rumors, stories shared in hushed tones on obscure online forums. They spoke of a sinister place where sadistic individuals gathered to indulge their most depraved desires, where live-streamed acts of torture and violence were offered to the highest bidder. It was a macabre theater of cruelty, and the mere thought of it sent shivers down my spine. But I couldn't resist the urge to delve deeper, to separate fact from fiction. With trembling fingers, I accessed the hidden corners of the dark web where the Red Room was rumored to exist. The digital pathways were labyrinthine, and every click felt like a step closer to an unfathomable abyss. As I navigated through encrypted chat rooms and obscure websites, I stumbled upon a cryptic invitation. It was a dark web rabbit hole, a trail of breadcrumbs leading me further into the abyss. My heart pounded as I followed the links, knowing that I was treading on treacherous ground. The Red Room's existence remained elusive, veiled in layers of encryption and anonymity. But as I dug deeper, I began to encounter cryptic messages, eerie images, and unsettling testimonials. It was as if the digital darkness was closing in around me, suffocating my senses. Then, one fateful night, I received a chilling message from an unknown sender. It contained a link that promised access to a live Red Room event. Panic surged through me as I grappled with a horrifying decision. Should I click and bear witness to the unthinkable, or should I turn away, knowing that my actions might have consequences beyond my imagination? With trembling hands, I clicked the link, and my world plunged into darkness. The live stream revealed a scene of unimaginable horror, a grotesque spectacle that defied belief. I was a captive audience to a nightmare, a helpless witness to the depths of human depravity. The realization hit me like a sledgehammer. I had ventured too far into the abyss, and now I was trapped in a digital hell of my own making. The Red Room had become my own personal horror story, and I was the victim of my own insatiable curiosity. As the live-streamed atrocity unfolded before my eyes, I knew that there was no turning back. I had become a part of the darkness, forever marked by the Red Room's malevolent presence. The nightmare had become my reality, and the abyss had claimed another unwitting soul. The Red Room, a journey into the abyss, is a harrowing tale of curiosity turned to horror, a cautionary narrative that serves as a stark reminder of the dangers that lurk in the darkest corners of the internet. It's a chilling exploration of the human capacity for cruelty and the consequences of our digital choices, where the line between observer and victim blurs into the abyss. In the darkest corners of the internet, an ominous entity known as Silk Road lurked, and I found myself drawn into its web of horrors. My descent into this digital abyss began innocently enough, a curious click leading me down a path I never could have imagined. It was a stormy night when I first ventured onto the dark web, my curiosity mingling with a sense of dread. A hushed whisper among online forums had piqued my interest, promising access to an underworld of forbidden transactions. My cursor hovered over a hyperlink that seemed to shimmer with an eerie allure, like a door beckoning to be opened. As I crossed the threshold into Silk Road, I felt a shiver crawl down my spine. The site's interface was deceptively user-friendly, its facade belying the horrors concealed within. Each click took me deeper into this digital labyrinth, where morality had long since lost its way. In the dimly lit corners of Silk Road, I was surrounded by the macabre. Narcotics, stolen data, counterfeit passports, and even more sinister offerings danced before my eyes. The anonymity the site offered was both a shield and a shroud, allowing users to indulge their darkest desires with impunity. Yet, as I delved further, I began to realize the true nature of my predicament. I had unwittingly become a customer in this den of iniquity, the weight of my actions pressing upon me like a leaden shroud. Each transaction, each interaction left an indelible mark on my conscience. The dread of discovery loomed ever present. News reports detailing arrests and the takedown of Silk Road sent chills down my spine. I was trapped in this digital nightmare, a shadowy figure among countless others, each one a potential target in the relentless hunt for justice. Paranoia consumed my every waking moment. I couldn't escape the gnawing fear that law enforcement would soon unravel my identity, a terrifying prospect that left me in a perpetual state of dread. Silk Road had transformed from a mere curiosity into a waking nightmare, and I had become the unwitting protagonist of my own terrifying tale. The chilling question remained. Would the authorities peel back the layers of anonymity, exposing me to the harsh light of justice, or would I remain forever ensnared in Silk Road's relentless grip? But my nightmare was far from over. One day, as I logged onto Silk Road, I noticed a message that sent icy tendrils down my spine. It was a warning, a sinister ultimatum from an anonymous source claiming to have uncovered my true identity. Panic coursed through my veins as I realized that the digital shadows were closing in around me. Desperation took hold, and I frantically sought a way out. But Silk Road was a treacherous maze, and escape seemed impossible. The walls of my own creation were closing in, suffocating me with guilt, fear, and the relentless pursuit of justice. Silk Road, a nightmare unveiled, is a spine-tingling odyssey into the heart of the dark web, where curiosity led to terror, and the consequences of my actions became a chilling reality. It serves as a haunting reminder of the perils that lurk in the hidden corners of the internet, waiting to ensnare the unsuspecting and the inescapable nightmare that follows. In the clandestine depths of the dark web, where anonymity was the currency and danger lurked in every corner, I found myself on a treacherous path that would forever alter the course of my life. It all began with an innocent search, a quest for hidden knowledge that spiraled into a heart-pounding dance with the most dangerous extremists the digital underworld had to offer. The story unfurled as I stumbled upon an encrypted chat room known as the Whispering Crypt. Rumors whispered of this digital sanctuary, a place where extremists of all stripes gathered to plot, radicalize, and strategize their sinister agendas. I felt a growing sense of unease as I ventured deeper into this den of ideological darkness. Navigating the Whispering Crypt was akin to traversing a digital minefield. Pseudonyms and cryptic codes were the currency of conversation, and trust was a rare commodity. Every keystroke held the potential to expose me to a network of individuals driven by fanatical beliefs and a thirst for chaos. As I immersed myself in the discussions, it became clear that I was traversing a moral abyss. Radical ideologies, plans for violence, and recruitment efforts unfolded before me. I was a silent observer to the darkest recesses of human thought, and my digital presence became a tightrope walk between information gathering and moral reckoning. But the danger escalated when I received a private message from a shadowy figure within the Whispering Crypt. They offered me access to confidential files, documents that could potentially disrupt their nefarious plans. The stakes had suddenly soared, and I found myself at a crossroads. Should I cooperate with this enigmatic contact, risking my own safety in the pursuit of justice? Or should I disengage and flee from this digital underworld, knowing that my actions might expose me to a ruthless network of extremists who would stop at nothing to protect their secrets? In a moment of recklessness, I chose to pursue the truth, to gather evidence that could bring these extremists to justice. But with each exchange of encrypted messages, I felt the noose tightening around me. Paranoia became my constant companion as I realized that I had become a pawn in a deadly game of cat and mouse. Days turned into weeks, and the digital labyrinth of the Whispering Crypt grew more complex. I uncovered a web of deceit, violence, and chilling plans that sent shivers down my spine. The extremists were not to be underestimated. They were well versed in the art of manipulation and subterfuge. I had ventured too deep into the darkness, and the extremists had become aware of my presence. As I watched the clock tick, anxiety gnawing at my soul, I realized the grim truth. I was no longer an observer. I was a target. The line between curiosity and peril had blurred, and I was trapped in a dangerous game where the consequences were more dire than I could have ever imagined. The Whispering Crypt, a dance with dark web extremists, is a heart-pounding odyssey into the heart of digital extremism, where curiosity led to a perilous dance with the most dangerous minds on the dark web. It's a story of moral ambiguity, where the quest for truth collides with the relentless pursuit of fanatical ideologies, and the consequences are more perilous than anyone could ever imagine. In the end, the question that lingers is whether I would emerge from this ordeal unscathed, or if the Whispering Crypt would claim another victim in its